So here we are on Sunday, and I have been out with friends celebrating their grandchild's first birthday. Beautiful thing. But I have not been able to record. I've been actually, I don't want to say really busy, but busier than I have been in a while. So I had an eventful couple days, which delayed my post. So this is officially or unofficially the mental health check-in from Friday. And over the last couple of days, I've kind of just thought about some things. Things that I touched on Thursday was I was in the hospital with my dad. My dad had a little episode, and mainly due to his diet and eating and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. He is 79 years old, so but that leads me to how I was feeling, and if I had to do this post on Thursday, I would have probably been a mess, because Thursday I contemplated like how I would be if like something happened to my dad right now, right? Because with all the things that I have going on, my one thing that anchors me is like my family, and immediately in my vicinity, my dad. So if something happened to my dad in my vicinity, I would lose my anchor. And I don't know how that would make me feel. And so I spent Thursday and a lot of Friday focusing on the things that like I could lose. And then focusing on the things that I have lost. By the end of Friday, I was invited out to happy hour with my friends, former co-workers from Columbia, Nautica, all that stuff. And just being out, kind of laughing, all that kind of stuff, I started to focus on the things that I have, less focus on the things that I don't have or that I have lost, right? And so that brought me to, an epiphany of such. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to our mental health, how we're feeling in the moment, and it's okay to feel everything, every range of emotion that you have, from happiness to sadness to anger, in the right directions and under the right guidance, because anger can get kind of crazy. But it's okay to be mad at some things, you know what I mean? It's okay to be mad at somebody. It's okay to be mad at yourself for decisions you've made, all that kind of stuff. All that stuff is okay. But through it all, try to work towards focusing on the things that you have, right? Because if you focus on the things that you have, I'm sure that you'll find a higher level of, I don't know whether it's appreciation, but your mental health will be on the upper side, right? Because for a lot of times, we're on the 50%, 55%, maybe I'm 70, 30, you're working on not being 100%, but how okay can I be at levels under 100%, closer to 50%, trying not to get under 50%, right? So, I start focusing on the things that I have, and the things that I do have, I appreciate. Whether it's my friends, my friendships, the ability to be able to record content and, speak on some of the things that I feel, and, that gives me a certain level of, takes a load off of my shoulders. My therapist, I am in therapy. I talk to my therapist about a lot of this stuff. He helps me regulate and, put into perspective everything, right? And he'll say, "Oh, you're doing a great job, and I'm proud of you. You're making strides. You're this, you're that." And I don't feel it the way he feels it, but I feel it when he says it, because I know that he sees me, and so I have to take his word for it, even if that's not how I feel. which is kind of why I started doing these mental health check-ins, because a lot of times I'm checking in on myself. I'm checking in on where I am. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm talking to you guys about where I am in the moment, and I figure like over the course of this year, as we do a lot of these, you guys, hopefully you guys, I will see the growth in me, see where I started, see where I ended up. And I'm hoping that in the look back, I'll be able to look at everything that I went through over this last year and really just, be able to take all the positives from it and be in a better place, space, headspace, and everything, right? But yeah, I'm focusing on the things that I have. That's all you can do. I feel like over the course of your life, you can lose everything. Everything. You can lose friends, family, possessions, money, job, everything. But through all of that, there's something that you do have, right? And if you just focus on what you do have, then you don't really lose anything. I mean, you lose all the things that are available to be lost. But, in a positive mind state, it's like, well, what do I have left? You know what I mean? I can lose $1,000, but what do I have left? $200. Okay, but I have $200. And maybe I'm not broke if I have $200, right? So I was talking to my friend Shanice, and she just told me, and she just told me this like a couple minutes ago, and I was like, I'm gonna use that, I'm gonna put it in there. But she said, I think somebody asked her a question, or she read a quote on social media somewhere, and it said, if you only woke up today with the things that you thank God for yesterday, what would you have? Right? What would you have? Some people would wake up with nothing because they didn't thank God for anything yesterday. So I mean, we got to get into the habit of wanting to, knowing that, whomever your greater power is, right? Whether it's God, Allah, whatever, you have to be, I think, spiritually grounded in something, because that is the only way that you're going to make it through some of this stuff. Because some of this stuff is hard, and it's not meant to be done alone. But if you believe in God, you're never alone. He's always with you, right? Whomever your God is, He's always with you. And if you pray to Him and you wake up the next day with the things that you prayed to Him for, then you can be thankful for what you have. Don't be thankful about, don't be thinking about the things that you don't have, because what happens is sometimes the things that you don't have are taken away to make room for the things that you have or will have or coming into fruition. I got to make space for things. So you so concerned about what you don't have that you will refuse to leave the space for the things that are destined for you, coming for you, prepared for you. So you can have an empty space of thought and grief about the things that you don't have, or have a full space of the things that you do. Think about that. I'm gonna see y'all next Friday early. I figured out that what I maybe need to do is record in the morning. I don't commute to work as long as I did before, so that's why it's hard for me to record, but I'm just gonna wake up early. You guys might see me sitting out on my deck during the sunrise with my cup of coffee, or walking around the neighborhood. But I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna make sure I do my mental check-ins. Y'all check in with me, and I'll see you Friday.